In our linear economy, growth is linked to resource extraction such as biomass, fossil fuels, and minerals, which are then processed into goods, increasing the total GDP globally. These resources are finally disposed as waste or emissions. Living standards improved in some parts of the world, but not for everyone. 170 million children are engaged in child labor, making clothes to satisfy the fast fashion demand of consumers in Europe, the US, and beyond. 83% of the world's GDP is only enjoyed by 20% of the population, and inequalities are growing. The richest 1% of the population are the big winners in the linear economy, increasing their share of income for the last 25 years. The global mean temperature for 2018 was approximately 1 degree Celsius above the pre-industrial baseline, and the last 4 years have been the warmest on record. Sea levels continue to rise at an accelerating pace. Population will increase to 10 billion in 2060, with almost 2 billion people expected to join the middle class by 2025. Adopting increasingly unsustainable lifestyles, buying more and more consumer goods. The solution is to move to a circular economy, using resources more effectively in a sustainable manner and eliminating waste. Circular economy decouples economic growth from the use of natural resources, creating value along the circle. To introduce circularity in today's value chain, raw materials should come from renewable and sustainable sources. Production should include recycling, remanufacturing, industrial symbiosis, and eco-design. Use should promote reusing, repairing, and sharing. Regarding raw materials, some examples are EU's target of 32% of renewable energy share by 2030, IKEA, who created the Forest Stewardship Council to make sure the wood used in their factories is produced in a sustainable way. Energy efficiency is increasingly creating business models, improving production and processing. In 2018, $240 billion were invested in energy efficiency across the building, transport, and industry sectors. Looking into resource processing, recycling could potentially be so attractive for petrochemicals and plastic industry that they could account for 2/3 of profits by 2030, considering pre-COVID oil prices. Eco-designing a product or service means to make it desirable for people, minimize its environmental impact, and maximize its business impact along its entire life cycle by designing a circular system around it. An example of eco-design is Puma's Clever Little Bag, a shoe packaging that can have a second use as a bag. It reduces drastically the waste with unwanted shoe boxes. It maximizes the product's benefits to communities, minimizing the ecological footprint. Looking into manufacturing, an industrial symbiosis constitutes a local partnership where partners provide, share, and reuse resources to create shared value while minimizing the leakage and waste in the loops. This is already happening in Kaldundorf, Denmark. Remanufacturing is the process of recovering, disassembling, repairing, and sanitizing components for resale at new product performance, quality, and specifications. Renault car manufacturer has already implemented it. In the circular economy, the take, make, dispose becomes take, make, use, reuse. Responsible consumption and products designed to last longer are key enablers. Second-hand stores are a great example of the reuse culture. Consumers in the EU will have an automatic right to have their devices repaired rather than throw them away under a new initiative announced by the European Commission in March. This would require repair centers to be set up so consumers can easily identify how to repair.
Now looking into use and repair, manufacturing processes based on 3D printing can be run on renewable energy and can recycle materials back into the system in a closed loop. The way we make and use spare parts can also be disrupted by 3D printing.
Looking into use, the sharing economy is an economic model defined as a peer-to-peer based activity of buying, providing, or sharing access to goods and services that is often facilitated by a community-based online platform. As millennials enter the middle class, the trend seems to be to own less stuff but have more rights to use. Needs can be different. For instance, we may wish a ride somewhere, a car from a company under specific contracts, or a more informal arrangement by sharing a car with a peer. All these organizations are, at some point, integrating circularity into their activities, turning challenges into opportunities as they explore new business models. Policy interventions are creating the conditions for wider adoption.